Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm getting levels now. Let me know if you can hear me now. That's so embarrassing, you guys. I apologize. I'm like 10 minutes into this live stream, giving you so much information. And there was no sound the whole time. That's so unfortunate, which means we'll go back. I'm getting levels now, so I'm going to watch the comments. I'm going to watch it. But if you can't hear me again, oh, yes, you can hear me. Thanks, you guys. Wow. And thank you. I thought you guys could hear me this whole time. Thanks for letting me know. I apologize for not looking sooner. Typically, I'm pretty good about that, but we're going to go ahead, kick it back a few minutes. Let's talk about, wow, where do I even get started? You couldn't hear me that whole time. I'm really sorry, you guys. That stinks, especially since you guys are probably wanting some information on that rain chance for tomorrow. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. We're going to be tracking the return of some rain as soon as tomorrow. Today, it's mainly about this. Again, I'm sorry for the audio issues. I'm glad you guys can hear me now. It looks like something was toggled off on our system, the motherboard, if you will, of our system. But we're back. We're better than ever. We have a little bit of fog heading out the door today. So that's your biggest impact, at least here in Cincinnati. It keeps temperatures a little cooler, but still warmer than yesterday because we do have just a little bit of a breeze from the southwest. So let's go ahead and get back into what I was talking about, which is the forecast for today. Mostly cloudy skies. Of course, you're seeing that right now, but you're also going to be noticing some of those warmer temperatures. 53 your forecast high here in Cincinnati, and then maybe just a couple sprinkles south of Cincinnati. I'm mainly seeing this in northern Kentucky. Yeah. So fairly light impact where we do see it. I mean, look at that. By about 3, maybe some stray sprinkles here and there. And then as we work into your late evening, that chance will go south and bring with it maybe just a little bit of fog before we see the rain picking up once again for Friday morning. So if you're not seeing the fog Friday morning, or excuse me, the rain Friday morning, you might be seeing a little bit of fog. So giving you that heads up on that. But other than that, we do have just a little bit of rain for that morning commute. I'd say the heaviest rain, that's going to be moving back into the tri-state for your late morning into your early afternoon. And it looks pretty intense at times. Not much in the way of thunderstorms. That's the good news here. It's going to be a little bit messy working into your evening in terms of thunderstorms because we do have a little bit of dry time here and there, a little bit of light showers, but we also have some heavy downpours. So the yellows, we also have some lighter greens, but you also have dry time. So as we work into your evening, you'll see the chance for heavy rain kind of break apart, but within that heavy rain, you might see some strikes of lightning. It's just possible. It's more likely you just see rain entirely, especially here in Southwest Ohio. But for high school football games tonight or tomorrow night, tomorrow's Friday, we do have just some rain moving through. I'd say you're more than likely going to be catching the rain in the first half of the game rather than the second half, and that's just because the rain is going to be on its merry little way towards the second half of the game, and then eventually will come to a stop. But even though we do have pockets of dry time here and there, lighter rain here and there, I would plan for the heavier rain because correct me if I'm wrong, high school football games play in the rain. They don't play in thunderstorms, but they play in the rain. I think it's very similar to soccer, which is my sport. But, yeah, I'm not tracking much in the way of thunderstorms, which means the game will go on if it is raining outside. Plan accordingly. Saturday looks good. Sunday looks good. Here's how much rain is going to be falling for tomorrow. Upwards of an inch possible. Most of us will see at least half of an inch. But I'd say if you're tuning in from Middletown, even Hamilton, Connorsville, Wilmington, you guys could see less than half of an inch. It really depends on the track of this storm system. But it'll clear the area by tomorrow morning, or Saturday morning. Tomorrow's the rainy day. Saturday, the rain will exit. And then by the second half of the day, you might catch some sun too, till it sets. And then the UC game, it's going to be a little bit on the cooler side just because kickoff is at 8 o'clock in the evening, but at least no rain. And then Bengals Sunday, SC Cincinnati match in the evening on Sunday. Both are looking great. Both are looking sunny, at least to start for the FC Cincinnati match, and then we'll start to cool back down into the 40s. But hey, your pick day of the weekend, if you had to pick, I'd pick Sunday, but both days look pretty good for any and outdoor plans. Monday also looks good. So the start of Thanksgiving week, we do have a dry day. That's Monday. And then Tuesday comes in, and that's our rainy day. So that's when the rain's going to be coming on in, and I'm not seeing too strong signals of anything severe, anything stormy at this point, but we're still very far out from this, so make sure you're touching back with this forecast as we get closer. But either way, the rain will impact travel that day if you're doing so on Tuesday, but the big travel day on Wednesday, now that the showers have kind of shifted to Tuesday, Wednesday looks good. That's the silver lining here. However, with the rain bumping up a little bit, I was mentioning this a couple minutes ago before I realized I had no sound, but thank you guys. Yeah, it's my own fault. But the 10-day forecast after that rain on Tuesday, it gets cold, and it gets cold pretty quickly. Wednesday, I'm honestly, that 56 that you see on Wednesday, I wouldn't be surprised if the warmest temperature Wednesday, 56, is at midnight, because we could see that cold front kicking on through and dropping temperatures throughout the day. That could impact travel. Just keep that in mind. Well, you know, that changes, but then Thanksgiving Thursday is noticeably cooler. Temperatures only peaking in the low 40s that afternoon. So the morning and the evening, both looking nice and cold. And then Friday, Black Friday, it looks bitterly cold in the mornings. Temperatures are going to be in the 20s, afternoons in the 30s, both Friday, Saturday, and I guess Sunday as well. So the final 3 days of November going to be pretty, what's the word? Cold. What's the cold? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and look at the Facebook comments. I'm glad I've got sound now. I've been kind of watching them come in. I'll be better about that. Yeah. Bobby, I appreciate all your comments. I wish I could see all of them. Bobby said, no sound, we can't hear you. No sound, stop, no sound, hello. There's no sound. I couldn't hear you. It's a text, but thank you. I appreciate it. Bree said, I just got on here. There's no sound. Fix your sound. No sound. Yes. All right. So now that we have sound again, let's see what kind of questions we have. Darla's tuning in. It's sprinkling here in Aurora. Yeah, that makes sense. That's where we kind of had that rain chance, not only in our forecast for a few days now, but also we've seen the fog down that direction and maybe a little bit of spitting drizzle also. But thank you for your report, Darla, and thanks for tuning in as always. And we have another question. Pretty much variable rain during the daylight hours tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see off and on moderate showers, but I think as far as like dry time, don't rely on it. I'm not seeing a ton of it in the forecast. As far as the heaviest rain, I want to expect that. I'd say between about 10 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I know it's a wide range of time, and that's because these showers are moving very slowly through the area, and that's why we have a little bit of a localized flooding risk. Okay, those are all the questions I have coming on in, so we're going to go ahead and get to that 7-day forecast for you guys, and we do have a couple of showers in the forecast for tonight, like I've mentioned and will continue to mention, but thankfully the biggest day, and I guess not thankfully for all the high school football players out there, biggest day for rain is tomorrow, at least most confident in that. 60-year forecast high, so maybe a couple of lightning strikes coming into the mix as well. Then Saturday, rain is going to be exiting early, which means the rest of the day is going to be on the better side as well. And then, once we work into Sunday, that is when we do have a couple of those showers and storms. I mean, we're not tracking them on Sunday, but we might have a couple of clouds trying to creep in the morning, but thankfully the rain's going to be well past the tri-state by that time. But 58 your forecast high, the Bengals game, the FC Cincinnati match looking nice and dry, and then showers and storms, they arrive Tuesday of next week. Yes, storms possible with highs back in the upper 50s. And then there's that change for Thanksgiving Thursday, a week from today. That's when things are going to start to get pretty cold. We're talking abnormally cold. I hate saying that. Colder than average temperatures. How's that? It's going to be cold. Low 40s for Thursday, Thanksgiving. Friday, middle 30s, same with Saturday and for Sunday of the following weekend. So Thanksgiving's the start of that slew of colder days here in the tri-state. Not the best news, but at least we're not seeing much, if any, in the way of rain or snow or anything like that. But of course, you guys will be the first to know. if something changes. Something's going on with this computer. Can you guys tell we're having a case of the Mondays on this fine Thursday? All right. No other questions, no other comments coming on, and tomorrow's going to be a better day for us on 19 at noon. One more question. So the 30s expected long-term after those days on the 10-day. So as far as that goes, I mean, I'm seeing slowly but surely temperatures are going to be climbing out of the 30s. How quickly that happens depends on if we do see any active weather, because should we see active weather, if there's a front associated with it, that would keep temperatures cold. Thankfully, I'm not seeing that right now, but once you start forecasting, honestly, after 10 days, it gets really difficult to look at periods of long-term cold. And so it's going to be cold on Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We could be climbing out of it by the first week of December, but we also could not climb out of it. I know that's a long-winded way of saying who knows, but yeah, plan for the cold. And if everything goes according to climatology or like history in terms of the weather, then we would be returning to something a little bit more normal and stepping into December. Normal would include highs back in the upper 40s, maybe even around 50 degrees. So the 30s expected long term after the 10-day forecast. Probably not, but it really depends if we see any systems that keep the temperatures colder. So, of course, that's a great question, and we'll hope to answer it as we get later into this forecast, later into November. But for right now, our attention is going to be on the rain for tomorrow and on the rain for Tuesday of next week, and of course, the cold to follow. Should any changes come in that forecast, you guys will be the first to know. But signing off here in Queensgate with sound. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Thank you so much for tuning in this Thursday afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon on 19 at noon.